We all have that person who leaves us feeling worse after interacting with them. Maybe it's a manipulative family member or colleague. They keep complaining about every little thing. These kinds of people are toxic, and all they know how to do is stress out other people. Toxic people defy logic. They are a horror to be around. Some don't even have any idea of the negative impact they have on the people around them. Others just seem to derive satisfaction from creating chaos and pushing people to their limits. Either way, toxic people create unnecessary complications, tension, and stress. Sigma males dislike anything that stresses them out. They don't have time for unnecessary complications that will make things difficult. They have developed some efficient ways of dealing with toxic people, so they don't get in their way. Sigma males are calm and logical and can handle toxic people without creating a scene. They simply won't allow themselves to drown in the negativity of those people because it will destroy them. In this video, we will look at some ways Sigma men handle toxic people, so keep watching till the end so you don't miss out on any important information. 1. They would never try to change a toxic person. Indeed, people can change, but not everyone changes. Changing someone is no easy task. It requires a lot of time, effort, and commitment to see through. Changing a toxic person is even worse. They make things so difficult that you could get frustrated and quit before any actual impact is made. That is why Sigma males will never try changing a toxic person. Toxic people don't need fixing. The only way they can change is if they decide to do so themselves. Sigmas are always busy with something, even though they're not. They'd rather spend their time improving themselves than making a toxic person their pet project. You might be thinking, why not give it a try? Maybe it could work after all. Well, staying close to someone who stresses you out has a serious negative impact on your mental health. You can't use a day to change a toxic person. You have to spend a really long time with them. The longer the time you spend, the more impact their negativity has on you. The damage done at the end can be irreversible if care is not taken. Sigma men will never do anything to jeopardize their mental stability. They want to be around positive people and do not want to stay close to someone who complains about everything. 2. They avoid getting into arguments with that person. Toxic people are a total pain to be around. They're mean and tiresome, and always complain about someone or something. They always want people around them to feel sorry for them. And worst of all, they make you feel guilty for something you didn't even notice. If by any chance you ever get into an argument with them, they'll continue using it against you until you begin to hate yourself for doing practically nothing wrong. They dip their claws into the mind and start working you from the inside. Sigma males avoid getting into arguments with them at all costs. They know that if they make that mistake, that person will keep on using it against them. Also, it doesn't just stop there. Toxic people are very manipulative and can stoop so low as to tell others you were mean to them. Very soon, everyone starts hating you for something you didn't even do. Sigma men understand how toxic people think, so they try as much as possible to keep their distance from them. 3. They don't entertain them in any way. When you keep listening to someone complain about their problems, they keep coming back over and over again. It's as if you're just there to listen to their problems. They don't call or text except when they have something to complain about. The only way to break off from that cycle is to set up walls and keep them out. Sigma males don't want to keep hearing complaints over and over. They don't like staying around people that only say negative things. While some people manage to cope with toxic people's negativity, Sigma men do not allow such behavior around them. They do not care if they come off as rude or disrespectful, but they'll not endure the negativity of toxic people, even for a very short time. If he has no other option, the Sigma would rather walk away than keep listening to complaints all day. 4. They understand that some people are just negative by nature. Sigma males spend their time watching people. As they do this, They uncover the truth about a person's character and know when the person is copying others or is just negative by nature. This helps them figure out how to handle that person. Sigma males understand that some toxic people are naturally pessimistic, and they like that, and there is nothing anyone can do to change them. Sigma men try to distance themselves from toxic people. They try not to even associate themselves with such a person in the first place. However, not all situations can be avoided, such as when the person is a family member. When faced with such a situation, Sigmas don't even bother lifting a finger. Instead, they simply distance themselves from that person. They don't try to change that person, nor do they pick a fight with the person. What they do is avoid the person at all costs, so they don't get stuck in the person's web of negativity and emotional blackmail. 5. They try to approach them in a completely different way. There are some people you can't run away from, no matter how toxic they are. And since changing them is not an option, what is left to do? Sigma males are intelligent and have a solution to almost any problem. Toxic people always talk about their problems, and they keep complaining. Instead of joining them to complain and talk negatively, Sigma men begin to talk about solutions. Toxic people want to dwell on the negative side of things alone and don't want anyone to help them fix their problems. They just want to complain about it. But when Sigmas begin to talk about solutions, they try to change the topic into something else that is obviously not a problem. When this keeps happening repeatedly, they stop talking negatively around Sigma because they don't want him to start offering solutions they know they're not willing to apply. By doing this, the Sigma is not trying to change them or cut them off. He's simply setting up an invisible boundary that prevents the person from infecting them with all that negative energy. 6. They separate themselves from that person. Sometimes, the best way to save yourself from a toxic person is to separate from that person. Sigma males find every way possible to separate themselves from anyone they deem toxic. They start making themselves scarce and get involved in other things that will keep them away from that person. They can even change their schedule if it keeps them away from that person. If that person is a colleague at work, Sigma men find other people to hang around and try as much as possible, never to be where they could get spotted by that person. They cut all their ties with the person and move on with their lives. Even if that person comes around, they don't show any interest in what the person has to say, excusing themselves if the person doesn't want to leave. Toxic people can be quite difficult to get rid of. They just keep coming around and don't care if you want to listen or not. They enjoy spending negativity and confusion. However, Sigma men are resilient, and once they've decided to separate from that person, they'll do it no matter what happens. 7. They don't gossip or engage in petty drama with them. Sigma men don't enjoy gossip at all. They don't like talking about people behind their backs, and they like keeping things straight with everyone. On the other hand, toxic people enjoy gossip and small talk. They keep getting close to you to get information about other people from you. They're very manipulative, and if given the chance, they'll use your own words to destroy you. Sigma men know how the minds of toxic people work and won't let anything slip out of their mouths that will compromise their stance. They also don't want to be in any drama with a toxic person. Sigma males do not want any drama in their lives. They're self-sufficient and can fix their problems without creating a scene. However, toxic people enjoy causing chaos. They live very dramatic lives and cause a scene over simple things they can solve themselves. 8. They detach emotionally. Dealing with toxic people is tiring and frustrating. They keep coming back with bigger problems each time. Sigma men don't want to hang around such people, so they become emotionally unavailable. They stop responding to the person's complaints and don't talk to them anymore. Toxic people are sensitive too and know when their manipulative tricks aren't working on someone. As soon as they notice that Sigma doesn't care about them, they try to move on and find someone else to frustrate. Sigma males detach themselves emotionally from toxic people. Even though that person is close to them, Sigmas begin to cut ties with them so that they can live a quiet and peaceful life. 9. They keep their distance from toxic people as much as possible. Sigma males don't just stop when they detach themselves emotionally from toxic people. They also distance themselves physically. Emotionally detaching yourself from toxic people wouldn't work completely if you keep seeing them. The process is only complete when you also become physically absent in their lives. If they can't find you, how will they bother you? Sigmas try all they can to keep themselves far from toxic people. They don't go close to them and stay far away as possible. They don't even mind quitting their job or moving to a different apartment if it keeps them away from a toxic person. They want to maintain their sanity at all costs, so it doesn't matter what they do as long as that person is no longer part of their lives. If they can't run away, they get involved in so many other activities that keep them busy and always unavailable. 10. They try to ignore their existence. Coupled with emotional detachment and physical distancing, Sigma males try to ignore the existence of toxic people. They live their daily lives without caring if that person is there or not. They won't try to change the person in any way, nor will they try to associate with that person. Even if that person is a family member, Sigma males just carry on their lives without caring if they're there or not. Some toxic people have no idea of how their actions affect the people around them. But when they notice that some people are ignoring them because of their character, they may try to change themselves. If they don't want to change, they move away from Sigma also. Either way, it benefits the Sigma man because he doesn't have to deal with their problems anymore. This trick also works for toxic people who enjoy creating havoc in other people's lives. No matter how insensitive they are, they can't stand it when they're ignored. When they see that they no longer matter to the Sigma, they walk away, leaving him alone.